I will be recording this just in case we're going to use it for training purposes. So I will record this and then I'll post it up later on if that's okay. It's quite all right. You know, we're just going over some things, so just to avoid a little bit of confusion. I'm going to show you a couple of things that we posted on Premium, and I just want to give you guys the dates, okay? And this is not just to show you, hey, I told you so, but when I actually mentioned these stocks, okay, I was actually looking at the level 2, and I was looking at the buy range in regards to the stock, and also, okay, when I sent this out, okay, I was looking at the buy range from 0002 to 4. Okay, we never saw the stock break, okay, below 0003, so you have a good buy range support. Now, this is considered a lotto, okay, but if you look at the level 2, okay, I don't have any level 2 now, but what I saw about the NSEH trade, that over here, all this, okay, all this whole bid, okay, was stacked with 2s and 3s. Okay, if you look here, okay, you had a little bit of a sell-off, okay, but it managed to close at 5. Okay, so if you would have placed your bid from 3 to 4, you would have been in good shape because this was actually sent out. Let me just show you something real quick. Okay, this was sent out August 4th. Okay, so that was August 4th. NSEH 0003 to 4 Lotto buy set and forget oil gas stock above that 20-day moving average. Okay, and that's what I was looking at, was the stock trading above this 20-day moving average. Okay, so right now, if you look at this stock is in a what you call a bullish flag pattern. Okay, whenever you have, let me just show you because this is a mini bull flag. Okay, it's small. Okay, there's more risk, but you could easily done a 50% move on this trade. Okay, so this was your flag, right? Okay, that's your flagpole. Okay, and now what you have is you have a consolidation right here. Okay. So my thing with these trades, okay, these are 1 tick, 2 tick trades. So if you can manage to buy this stock at 3, if you would have placed your bid at 3 or entered a little on 4s, let's say you would have entered $200 at 4, which would have been 500,000 shares. Okay, you could have sold it up, okay, at 5, or you could have waited on this break of 5 on the 50-day moving average. But you got a nice little pattern here because it's 2 by 5. Okay. Okay, this is more of a lotto play. But if you would have entered the stock at 3 or 4, look, it hit a high of 6 on the day I actually sent it out. Okay, so you would have locked out and you would have gotten out of that trade. Okay, so I just want you guys to kind of look at the setups that I give you guys. Okay, let's take a look at drop here. Okay, drop, we had a confirmation of 3, but it really never closed above this level. And this is the chart that we were looking at. I don't know if you guys can see this, because this is a significant amount of consolidation here. Okay, so our entry here would be anywhere between 23 and 27. Okay, and we're looking for that breach above, above that 30 mark. Okay, now let's look at drop right now. Okay, so right now the drop is trading at 24. It's trading below its 20-day moving average. Okay, now if we look at the volume, the average volume, not too much volume. Okay, you got 1.2 million, which, okay, there's not much of a volatility upswing, because if you look at it, it's pretty stagnant. It's trading at 24 to 24, so you don't have that much volatility on the stock. But if I was trading it, okay, and if I was trying to get into the stock or just buy, set, and forget it, okay, I would place my bids and trail it right here from 0.002, okay, 22, which is the bottom of that Bollinger Band, and you could have a stop close at 20. Okay, now this is a type of stock that you're not seeing too much volume, so there's not much volatility. so you don't have a little bit of that upswing. See, because it's trading so tightly here. So this might be a little bit of a longer trade. Now I want to show you the VLNX trade, because that one's has been a little bit of a more volatile stock, and it's been given that entry, okay, that kiss of that 0.001 level. Okay, here you have upswings. Okay, you got a lot of upswings on this stock. If you look at here, okay, the range now it's slowing down a little bit, but it's trading above that 20-day moving average. Okay, but what you don't want this stock to do is to become stagnant like it was doing here. Because once it does that, then what you do is you have a breakdown, and your best bet is to enter it at the lows. So let me just show you, because I know you did a pretty decent trade here. Okay, so I like using this box consolidation. Okay, and what I want to do is I want to connect that pivot top. See this pivot top? Those are the pivot tops that I'm connecting, and I want to connect with those lows. Okay, so that's your pivot top, pivot low. Okay, so your entry right here would be anywhere from 9 to 10. Okay, because if you look at it, it keeps on doing these nice upswings, and you could sell it for 30%. But if you notice here, okay, okay, the volume is slowing down now a bit. Okay, so I come over here and look at the Profit SPY. Very good website to check. And the VLNX, okay, if you come over here and you want to look at the VLNX, the volume, okay, we traded 41 million, 58 million, 21 million, 22 million, 14 million, and 6 million. So what is that telling you right now, Mike? Volume is drying up. Exactly. Okay. So now you have to watch out. Okay. Because if we traded 41 million, 58 million, 21 million, 22 million, 14 million, 6 million. Okay. Now it's drying up. So now traders are not going to buy these highs. They're not going to buy it at 14. They're not going to buy it at 15. They're not going to buy it at 13. Okay. Now you may have a little bit of a breakdown. If it breaks down, where are we looking at to buy this stock? Okay. I'm going to look at right here. Right here. That's your first major support, and that's where I would have my stop sign. So I would have that 7 to 8 bid. Okay, and if it moves up a couple of ticks, then I'm locking shares. Okay, that's if you like the VLNX trade still. Okay, very systematic, very systematic. I want to show you something real quick. Take a look at this. Okay, you remember I called this stock today. Okay, 52-week low was at 0004. It was up 75%, but this is what I saw. Okay, whether it's a fake bid or whatever, you're seeing high volume and you're seeing people wanting to get into the stock. Okay, so you had over 70 million shares on the bid, and I noticed and I called this at 0007. And what I said on the stock was, watch that 7 entry, okay? And this isn't I told you so. This is very systematic. This is what I actually see on the setup. And when I send it to you guys, there's a reason for me sending it to you guys. So I don't want traders to think that I'm trying to rub this in your face. Okay, so 11. This is when we sent it out, 11:31. Okay, I put 0004 52-week low. Now bids, watch the SFIO bottom stock. Okay, bottoms in heavy on the ask. Okay, but you could retest that 0.001 52-week low. That was the previous 52-week low. Okay, so we said watch that bottom. I told them 55 million on the bid. Watch that 5 to 7 entry. Could be the buy zones, potential 1 to 12. Okay, so you already had your 30% there. Okay, so now let's take a look at that level 2 that I was looking at. So this is what I saw, and this is what alarmed me to give you guys that stock. Okay, I don't do it just because I'm following a Twitter feed. This is what I see. Okay, I'm looking at the 7s, 8s, and a potential move to 12. And let's take a look at what SLIO did. If you come over here, SLIO, okay, we hit a low of 4, okay, which was a day ago. You know, we could have seen a potential 3-bar drop, but we didn't. Okay, because we got to remember this is a 000 stock, so you may not see a 3-bar drop on this. Okay, and we closed at the high of the day, so we breached close above 7 and 10. Okay, so now what are we going to look at tomorrow? Okay, momentum. The momentum is here. Okay, the stock traded, okay, a substantial amount of shares. I believe it was SLIO. What do we have? I switched it. Okay, 150%, and we traded 76 million shares. So that's a considerable amount of shares. Now, there's still opportunity with this stock, because remember, what did we talk about? Two poles makes a bear flag, right? So what I do is I do my fib retrace. Okay, I take it from the bottom of the stock and I hit it at the top. This is my entry right here, 6 to 7. 7 is the 50% retrace and the 20-day moving average, and then my 61% retrace. Usually the 61 or 61 retrace is my level that I like getting into. So what I would do right now, pre-market, is place my bid, 6 and 7. So if I'm buying $300 worth, okay, maybe I'll add $200 at 7, and then the rest place a bid at 6. And if I get in, I get in. If I don't chase. Okay. Tomorrow I'll monitor the level 2, and if it hits a high of 10 for my 7 entry, guess what? I have an opportunity to lock profits for 30%. Okay. So I'm not really worried, okay, whether I get into a stock or I don't. But I know that the momentum is here. This was a bullish close. So what we may see in the morning, we may see a gap up. Okay, and if we gap up to, let's say, 13 on open, okay, the stock is going to pull back. Because, okay, people, okay, what I call the dumb money is going to chase the stock higher. And I honestly, I wouldn't chase the stock higher. My entry was 7 when I saw that huge bid. Okay. Now, if I want to get into the stock, yeah, I could get into the stock. If it hits a high of 15, then I'm going to retrace, and I'm going to do 50% from 15, which would be 9-10 probability range. Stop close below 9. Very systematic. Very systematic. It's not something that I'm going to overthink or overshoot. When you see a stacked bid, okay, so when I see a stacked bid, do you hit the ask? Yeah. See this right here? This right here, I would have hit the ask. This was a buy signal here. If I see over 70 million shares, I'm hitting the ask. And guess what? What's my stop? Since I'm going into the stock 75%, okay, into the stock, guess what? My stop is 7. Okay, my stop is a close below 7, 2 consecutive closes. And why is that? Because then this bid was fake. Okay? My objective is to make this less risky. Okay, I notice a lot of guys on the chat, this is going to come out with news, this is going to be doing this. Okay, as you guys can see, I don't do that. Okay, I'm very systematic and very cerebral when it comes to trading. Okay, if I see that I get in at 7 and all of a sudden this disappears here, guess what? Okay, I'm getting out. Okay, why? Because this is a fake bid. They were just placing the bid so they can get out. Exactly. Okay. Now, when you can take a little bit more risk, then you can do that. Okay. You can actually wait the 2 days. I like waiting the 2 days. Okay. Because let's take a look at this trade. This was a beauty of a trade. I don't know if you guys saw this one, but this one was a beauty of a trade. Today, I was actually at the gym. okay? And I noticed this stock that I was looking at, okay, and I was looking at 22. And when I got to the gym, it was trading at 17, 16. It hit a low of 16. And this is when I send it to you guys, okay? ECAU 17, low 25. That was a 52-week low at the time. I believe that was 22. Might have been a bad text that I sent out, but it was at 17, okay? And this is what I saw. The panic was coming in. So the 52-week low was at 22, okay? And he breached it. It hit a low of 16. So that caused panic. And that caused traders to start selling the blood. Now, let's take a look at, okay, the ECAU trade, which was, I believe, a beautiful trade that just people overlooked. I think that a lot of traders right now are very nervous, very scared, and sometimes the stocks shown. Okay, beautiful. I mean, Mike Jones is just saying that the bids weren't there. You're exactly right, because there was no bottom. People felt that this stock just broke that support. But if you look at this, the RSI, okay, of course, but remember, fear, Mike. Fear is your worst enemy. Don't let doubt hinder your trade, okay? So the RSI, okay, when I sent this out, at 17 was about 24 or 23. It was very low. Okay, so you could have grabbed a starter, because when this was sent out, 17 was bottom, and then I believe 20s were up. Okay, or 22 was up. So, okay, on an hourly chart, if you look at the hour chart, okay, on your hour chart, it was holding this level. Okay, it was holding that level on the hour chart, and it was just propping up. Okay, so you know, you can't think that this stock is going to go straight down, because stocks, okay, if they're going down within the day, they're bound to bounce. Okay, just okay. You know, I understand your falling knife scenario, but what you have to take into consideration is on close. What am I going to do on this stock on close? Okay, so this is my daily chart right now. Okay. Okay, 22 is the 52-week low. Okay, so even if this stock would have closed below 22, it still wouldn't have stopped out. Okay, because remember, we wait for 2-day confirmation. Plus, the RSI is low. So I'm taking is it a bit riskier? Yes. Okay, but the beauty of it is you guys could have entered the trade anywhere from 17 to 19 and keep my stop closed below 17 on 2 consecutive closes. So if you get in at 19, you sell at 17. It's not much of a drop. Okay, and I guarantee you this stock will not go all the way down to 10 or 12. Okay, and why do I say that? Because the stock is already coming off of a low of 22. Okay, that's the 52-week low, 22. Okay, so the RSI was at 23.24. Okay, if you would have placed your bid at 17, 18, now I know I got in at 17. My stop closes below 17. If the stock closes below 17, okay, according to my stops, okay, I'll either A, wait 2 days, okay, because I have significant liquidity in my account and I could take on that risk, or at the close, if I see that the stock is going to close below 22, okay, and it didn't reverse, then I'm going to take my money and get up with a 10, 20% loss. Okay, don't fear a bad trade. Okay, your best bet, okay, is not to force a trade. I'd rather take a shot at a master low rather than take a shot on a stock that's going parabolic, you know, in the day, because those sugar rushes, that's where you lose money. Okay. Because now guess what? How many people do you think are going to be bidding tomorrow, 17s, 18s, and 19s on this stock? A lot. Yes, a lot. This is a big, big reversal right here. It's a big reversal volume bar. If we come over here, and we look at the ECAU, okay, 56 million shares traded, okay, 56 million shares traded on a day that the stock saw a new low with a reversal tail, okay. We come over here, okay, let's type in ECAU. This is what I deem the dump and run, because this was heavily promoted a couple of days ago. And look, your biggest volume day is the day you had a bullish reversal. Okay, so that's bullish. Okay, this stock was trading above a penny on July 29th. Okay. Now, I don't know if you got to see this. I still have a trade on this. Tomorrow, there's still a trade on this stock. Okay, so now take a look at right here. This is the divergence line, right? Okay, the big drop. Okay, right here held, right there. Now, if you look where the resistance is at 0.0123 when you have the major resistance. Major resistance at 0.0123. You could say 0.0054 right here is another mid-level resistance right here. But you're buying it at 20 range. Okay. Now, if you guys enter this stock tomorrow, let's say 20 to 23 to 25, then I got in a little bit higher, then my stop close is going to be a little bit higher. So if I got in at 23, then my stop close is going to be, let's say, a stop close below 19 on 2 consecutive closes, or whatever your threshold is. You're not chasing, not on this stock. Okay, but understand this. You got an RSI of 26, and you have one day reversal. Tomorrow is confirmation day. If this stock closes above 25, you have your confirmation confirmed. Remember, in trading, okay, usually wait for 2 days confirmation. Check over here. Okay, this was a bottom, and you had a 2-day confirmation, and boom, it hit the high of 0.0123. You see that? Okay, so don't fear. You're not chasing here. You're not chasing. This is the blood that people caught. Okay? The 52-week low is at 22. So any pullback down to 20 to 22 is a good buy zone. Okay, in this range. Of course, the 16, but remember, 16s to 18s. Okay, 16s barely. That was just a little tap. Okay, just think. The people that are going to sell from 18 usually want anywhere from 50 to 100%. Okay, so 100% from let's say 17, that's 34. So you still have upside. And regarding or taking into consideration your profit range, okay, or your profit margin, okay, that's more than enough to make a nice trade. And I'm not telling you this so you can buy ECAU. I just want you to understand the setups, okay? Because this is not, you're not chasing here. Okay, this is a stock that you just saw that we can have a bottom confirmation here. Now, if the stock closes below 16 on 2 consecutive closes, that key signal is void. Okay, and I highly doubt that this stock is going to close and break down. Yeah, tomorrow, okay, tomorrow, what I would bid is, since over here, banksheets.com, we come over here. Tomorrow, what I'm going to look at is this right here. This 52-week range 22. I want to see what kind of a bid it has at 22. Okay, I could treat this stock, okay, like a probability trade from 19 to 21. Stop close below 19, 2 consecutive closes. Very systematic, just how we trade the 10 stocks, the 0009 to 11. Okay. Okay, and I'm going to pay attention to level 2 tomorrow as well. All right, I want to show you another one that we actually saw, and I saw an alert. This was a little bit of a heavier stock. Okay. Okay, this is a heavier stock. Okay, see a lot of people hyping this stock, DOMK. Okay, it was at a 0006. Okay, and now the stock is reversing. Okay, if we come over here on DOMK, okay, I don't know how many shares it had, but that here again is a bit of a bullish consolidation level. Okay, right here. So what I would like to do is any move down to 7 to 8 is a good buy zone. Okay, but I don't know if they want to give you that. Tomorrow's sell-off Friday, but you still have a lot of people mentioning this stock. A lot of people are saying news and so forth. So there's a big bid here at 8. Okay, so what I saw here was an opportunity to buy the 9s. Okay, let's come over here. Okay, the stock closed at 9. Okay, so saw a high of 11. Okay, closed at 9. So maybe tomorrow we may test the 7. If the stock sees, yes, it was a bearish close. Okay, because it didn't manage to close above that 11. Every time it hits that 11, it comes straight down. So watch that 7 move. And if it goes down to 7 and it hits a high of 9 and maybe 10's up, maybe you might be able to scalp. You had a huge bid, correct. You had a huge bid. Now, this is the whole theory behind this though. If this bid is not there, okay, and I bought at 9, okay, and now this bid, okay, disintegrates, guess what? Okay, now you decide whether you want to take that 10% loss and then reassess that trade. Okay. Now let's take a look at FBEC because I remember you mentioned, no, it was the FPFI. I'm sorry, FPFI. Okay, remember yesterday, the other day? Okay, you missed it, right? But at the same time, the stock closed below 10. Okay, so it can't hold that 10 level. Okay, so it's still a risky trade now. So tomorrow, it hit a 19, right? When we went in, okay, on that stock, okay, it was sent out, I believe, at 12 through an SMS. Then it pulled back, it tested that 10 level, and it hit a high of 18 or 19 for a 90% move. Okay, that's what I call a probability trade. That was a good level to enter that stock, and we did well on that stock. Okay, then what it did was it tested it again, okay, and then saw a little bit of a move up to 15, which was another 50%. But now the stock, okay, since it's been testing, let me just show you real quick. Okay, double bottoms, you'll have a bounce. Okay, the stuff that they say about triple bottoms, they're really not triple bottoms. If a stock keeps on testing that level, okay, that means it's going to break. Okay, so if you see here, okay, this is when we sent it out, 12, and then it hit that high of 19 or 18. Pulled back, okay, it held it again, hit that high of 15. Guess what? Then the next time it broke down, okay, that's when I told you watch out because you might have 2 days close confirmation, and that's when it hit that 7 and jumped up. Now your level, okay, is right here, and there's not much support because look, if you come over here, there's no support over here. There's nothing. Okay, this is a new low. Okay, usually what I do is if a stock closes, okay, and breaks down below a master support, I usually go 50% retrace from the level. So what I would look at is the 5 and 6, the bids at 5 and 6. Okay, for potential move. And if it bounces, it's going to be a slight bounce. Okay, so Mod, sub pennies, what do you consider a big bid, a safe bid? Okay, now, that depends. Okay, you want to look at the bid-ask ratio. Okay, if I see a stock that's over 50% on the bid rather than the ask, then I'm going to hit the ask. I'm going to grab a starter on the ask. but it must correlate with the chart. Okay? It must correlate with the chart. Okay, the other day I sent you guys GBGM because I saw a huge bid. Okay, a huge bid at 7. 52-week low was at 6, and I had over 40 million shares on the bid at 7. So I told you guys, watch that 8 to enter. Okay, and if you look right now, okay, the GBGM trade, I believe it's trading at 9. Okay, so it was a huge bid at 7. Okay, and I told you guys watch that 8, and look right now, 20 and the 50-day moving average is at 9. If the stock closes above 9, 2 consecutive closes, you have a move up to 15. Okay, 14 and 15. Yes, you would have hit the 8s. That's correct. Okay, now let me just show you. I think I might have sent the GBGM trade. I'm not sure. Okay, there you go. Look at this. The GBGM trade right here. This is what I saw. Okay. Okay, GBGM 8, take a look at the level 2. Okay. You have to be 52-week low is at 6. Okay, if you come look, correlate the chart. Okay, that is the chart right here. Okay, I come here. That's the return of the scene of the crime here. Okay, every time it hit this level. Okay, what did it do? Okay, you saw a move there. You saw a move there. Okay, that's a pattern trade. Here you saw a bullish reversal, and right now we're trading above this level. Okay, if you come over here, okay, this pivot top, you come over here, you got a little bit of wedge setting up, and that's your moving average right now. Okay, you close above this level, okay, you're looking at a move, okay, to 15, okay, and your next major level is right here at 13. Okay, so if it was to, okay, so you're asking me, okay, so you would hit 8. Yes, correct. Because I saw the correlation in, okay, this is correlating to the chart. Okay, they're seeing what I'm seeing. Okay, the bid was over 20 million. You have a 52-week low at 6, and the stock's never closed below 6. Okay, it touched at 6, but it closed at 9. Okay, now the stock is at a pivot break right here at the 0009, which is a 20 and the 50-day moving average. Okay, the stock can hit 13 to 15. If it breaks close above 15 on 2 consecutive closes, then I'm looking at this 20 range right here. Okay, remember, you guys are traders, you guys are not investors. Okay, this is a global gaming network stock, and sometimes they catch ground on any news about legalization of gambling or what have you. Okay, but that's another story. So, okay, so that's the one that I sent out. So usually, when the reason I send you guys these stocks is they're very systematic. Okay, they're very systematic. We sent out the SMS text for Sandy. Okay, we saw the huge bid at 5. Okay. Okay, we have a lot of noise about Ebola virus and what have you. These guys work in the pharmaceutical mechanisms and tools, and it has revenue streaming. Okay, so what I saw was this bottom buy zone here. Okay, this bottom buy zone here. Okay, and I'm looking at this downtrend. Okay, 50-day moving average is at 8. 20-day moving average is at 6, and it gave you an opportunity to buy the 5s. Okay, 5 to 6, you're talking about 15, 16% gain. Okay, and the 7s right now are a little bit heavy on the ask, but you're still seeing significant accumulation. Now let's take a look at what I'm talking about here, because the stock has yet to break below 0004. If you come over here with the Sandy trade, okay, it's going to take a little bit more time, okay, but we have seen stocks with more shares on the ask, and I haven't been seeing any diluting MMs, but take a look. Okay, right now there's a lot of accumulation right here at the 4647 range. Okay, so I just want you to take into consideration that. Okay, and I think we closed. Let's look at that, Sandy. I believe we breached on a close. Okay, we breached on the close, but we failed to confirm a close above that, but we still closed at 6, which is at 20-day moving average. So you may see some consolidation there. Okay, SWHI, okay. SWHI, you have 18 million in volume, okay. If I'm going to buy this stock, okay, it's at 13 now. You may see a 3-bar drop, maybe 9 to 10s here. Okay, 9 to 10s here, maybe a good buy zone. Okay, stop close below 10 on 2 consecutive closes. No, I mean I wouldn't want to bid at 8, because if the stock closes below 9, it's a breakdown. You typically want that stock to hold that 0009 level. Okay, you don't want that stock to go to, maybe if it kisses it. Okay, if it kisses it. But 52-week range on the SWHI right now is at 10. Okay, so I'd rather have it kiss that 9 level with support. Okay, so it could trade up to 13, 14, rather than get it at 8 and then everybody starts selling off on the stock. Okay, so I wouldn't want the SWHI at 8. I wouldn't place my bid. If it closes below 9, I don't want it, because then you're talking about the stock potentially going down to 6, 7. And why is that? Let's look at the RSI. The RSI is at 40 right now. It has room to go down to 30. Are you understanding me? I like that probability range, right? The 0009 has to hold. Previous low was 12, okay? And if you notice, now the stock is breaking down. All right? Okay. If we look at what SWHI 11 saw a low of 11 and a high of 15 today. Okay, that's 40% right there. And what did we talk about? The probability trade, right, sir? 9 to 11. So you could have placed your bid at 11. Okay, maybe gotten filled and sold it at 14 or 15 on a jump up. Okay, remember, you're a trader. Okay, it wasn't so okay. I don't know, but remember, your objective is to get filled. Okay, if you don't fill on the bid, okay, if you don't fill on the bid, okay, you don't necessarily have to buy it. All right. Okay, the only time where I'll really look at a stock to buy it is right here, when I see this. This is when I may, trigger that price, and I'll hit the ask. When I see this, 70 million on the bid, guess what? I'm buying these. Okay. Okay, so you have any questions now? Okay, what is your question? So 1 million on the bid. Okay, we have 1 million on the bid above the 52-week low. Okay. What's my 52-week low? Okay, 10. So my 52-week low is at 10, And on top of that, that 10 is a psychological number. Okay, so if my 52-week low is at 10, okay, my psychological support is at 10, okay, I'll add at 11. I'll add at 11, okay? And why is that? Because from 10 to 11, that's only a 10% difference. That's virtually nothing. So I put in, I hit the ask at, let's say $400, 400,000 shares at 11. If the stock breaks below 10 on 2 consecutive closes, I'm not losing much. Because remember, I can sell it at 9, okay, and I only take a 20% loss. Okay. So if I typically like buying stocks at the 9 to 11 range because you're not taking a huge risk. The times that you take huge risks are when you're trading stocks at 0005 and lower, because now you're talking about 1 pip is equivalent to 25-30%. Okay, from 3 to 4, you're talking about a big jump. From 2 to 3, you're talking about 50%. Yes, then those are stocks that I consider lottos. Okay, now the NSEH trade, we saw a huge bid at 3 and 4. Okay, you guys can easily have bought into 4s, sold it at 5 or 6. Okay, or placed that bid at 3, and now the stock is trading at 5, 0005. Okay, sometimes it's okay to take on those risks. Okay. Of course, Mike, and that's a great point. Mike says, just with my small account, the loss is hurt. That's why you should stick to stocks in a good range. Okay, PGCX trade today on the pre-market scalp, that would have been awesome for you. Okay, don't be afraid of that chart or that stock. Okay, pre-market we got news. Okay, on the, let me just show you something real quick. Okay, pre-market we had news on the PGCX trade. Okay. Here it was. Okay, so PGCX, I sent this to you guys at 9:23 in the morning. Okay, and I told you guys, scalp of the day, PGCX entry 0.01 to 0.013. Scalp on news, our target 1 would be 0.0175, and our target 2 would have been 0.02. Our stop close would have been 0.01. Okay, so you're taking on a 30% risk, which is not much because I didn't think the stock was going to break below 0.01 on news. Okay, the next support would have been 75 to 83. Okay, I gave you guys that fib retrace level and it nailed it. Okay, a low of 0.0125. If you would have done a pre-market bid at 0.013, this hit a high of 0.0178. Okay, for a 35% gain. Okay, and it's not, I'm not telling you guys to do this because, you know, I want you guys to buy my stock or the shares that I buy. No, it's just something that I would do as a trader. Okay, the FLS was an easy trade. Okay, usually when I send you guys these stocks, okay, they're for a reason. Okay, it's not, it's because it's something that's showing me a buy signal. Okay, I just want to show you the FLST trade. FLST trade. Give me 1 second. That was a couple of days ago, and I had rounds 2 and 3 on that stock. Okay, here it was. Okay, so this was the morning scalp before pre-market. I told you guys place a bid FLST 0009 to 11. Okay. Okay, stop close below 0009 on 2 consecutive closes. Okay, and my target would have been 15 to 23. News fuel stream signs term sheet for revolving line of credit of up to 1 million. Okay. And that stock gave us an entry at 0009 on a low. Okay. And it hit a high of 16, which was 70%. Then it pulled back to a higher low to 11, and then it hit a high of 19, which was 80%. Okay, these are the stocks that you guys have to take. Okay, and if the stock doesn't do exactly what we say, what do? We got in at 000910. If it doesn't, on the pre-market scalp, you can easily get out with a 9 to 10, with a 10 to 20% loss, right? And that's not much. Okay, if you're investing $300, $400, it's not much. Because remember, we're taking on risk here. Okay, but it's about what kind of risk we're taking. That's the most important thing, how we manage risk. The issue that I see a lot of traders, some RSP premium and some guys in other rooms, and I had a message, oh, I bought FLST at 40. What do you think it's going to do? And I tell them levels, but they don't want to hear it. Okay, they don't want to hear, the truth. The truth hurts. Okay, when I gave you guys FLST, it was at 0.0011. Okay, why? Because it was a master and a probability buy zone. It hit a high 41. I told you guys to retrace that stock, okay, to buy it back at 14, and then it bounced. Okay. Some of the guys on MNVN, okay, we tried the group play. It hit initially from 20, it hit a high of 94, pulled back. Okay, we talked about the bullish consolidation. It didn't manage to hold certain levels. It closed below it. Okay, on 2 consecutive closes, nobody stopped out. They bought more. Okay, good. We still had an uptrend. We needed to hold that 0.0026 level, close below that. Okay, then it hit a low of 13. It was a good buy zone. Then it hit a high of from 16. From 16 it hit a high of 48. Pulled back, came all the way down to 13. Okay, which was good support, and then hit a high of 28. Nobody sold. Okay, then the stock pulled back all the way down to 5, hit a high of 10. Okay, nobody sold. Okay, and we're talking about lower lows. Then the stock pulled back to 2. Nobody wanted to buy it. Some traders, like Blade Runner, they bought the blood, and it hit a high of 6 for 200%. And then because of that one stock, everybody will fear all the stock that you mentioned, the FLSTs, the PGCX, the NSEH, okay, the INVA, and then they won't touch them, okay, and then they'll say, you know what, I quit. I just can't do this anymore. They won't look at the setups. Okay, MLHC was a stock that we gave out at 12. It hit a high 21. Okay, we're in a summer scalp cycle right now. 12 to 21. Some traders will say, oh yeah, but that's terrible. It just went up 90%, 80%. Then the stock pulls back. It hits a low of 11, hits a high of 16 for another 50%. Pulls back again, hits a low of 11, hits a high of 15. Okay, so you got an ATM play there. Okay, but there's certain traders that just want to hit that home run all the time, and you can't do that, especially not now in the summer cycle. Okay, so I just want you to, you're doing very, very well because you're learning. Okay, remember what we talked about the other day, you have to find a mentor. Okay, you have to understand the law of infinite return. You have to understand about allocating risk, and you have to understand where you're putting those winning profits. Okay, when you make a certain amount, take your initial investment out, lock it into some assets. Okay. Okay, Mike Jones is saying being robotic, exactly. Systematic, robotic, okay, and making everything, okay, such a pattern that you have less room for failure. Okay, that's how you make money in this market. Not the one that's expecting news, not the one that's posting blogs and sending it to everybody and hoping that somebody's going to see it so they could follow the hype. Those are the traders that will do well sometimes, but then they'll hit that rock. Okay, and then they'll lose it all. Okay, and I'm not bashing others. I'm not in competition with other newsletters. Okay, what I do is totally 100% different than everybody else. Okay, I'm not there competing with that person. Okay? Because my objective, what brings me fulfillment, is for traders to do well. Okay, to become financially free and avoid, okay, all the hype. Okay. All right. So, do you have any other questions? Okay, great, Mike. Don't fear to ask me during trading day. Send me a message, okay? You want to show us a setup, or if I send out a setup and you have questions, it's okay. It's okay to ask. Okay, that's what you're buying into. You're buying a moderator. You're buying a mentor. Okay, I'm not going to give you specific entries, but we'll pretty much clear up what we see. Okay, what's the vision on the setup? Okay. I just want to thank you also for your loyal support. Okay. You know, we couldn't be offering the services that we offer without members like yourself. Okay. And we have a lot of things coming up as well. You know, so a lot of surprises coming up September that's going to help and aid with your guys trading. Okay. Mike Jones says thank you for your mentorship. Not a problem. Okay, we'll get some rest. Okay, and I'll see you in the morning. Okay, I will be posting this as a training module for everyone. So I want to appreciate Mike for joining us and doing this tutorial today. So thank you very much. Okay, good night, everyone. Thank you.